Dan here from Vagabond Buddha.
Charlie from Porto Venture.
And we are in Porto, Portugal.
Yeah. Look at
this place.
beautiful building.
It's a beautiful place, yeah. We're taking it in. It's our last stop in Portugal. So we're going to Marrakesh next. In about 10 days, whatever. Isn't that beautiful? Here we are, Old Town walking tour. This is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. This is the video of my free Porto, Portugal walking tour. There's an interactive Google map for this walking tour. Just click the link in the notes below this YouTube video on your smartphone. At that link, you'll also find day tours, restaurants, accommodations, and a link to the best travel or retire cheap in paradise locations in the world, plus how to make money using your laptop while you travel around the world. Okay, back to our story. So behind me there is Dom Luiz, the first bridge. It's 172 meters, which is about 560 feet long. The bridge was first proposed by Gustav Eiffel of the Eiffel Tower in about 1879, but it was opened for a bidding competition about a year later, and an organization represented by one of Eiffel's students won the bid, and the bridge was completed in 1886. And it's double-decker. There's cars on the bottom one. The top has people and the train system. Yeah, it's an icon of Porto. Everybody comes here first, so that's why we're here. So just a couple blocks down from the bridge is Ribeiro Square. It's actually the oldest part of the city, and that's its claim to fame. It's a beautiful square, as you can see. So this church here was built next to what I'm about to show you. The Church of San Francisco, the Order of the San Franciscans, which of course are monks that have traveled all over the world. The one you're looking at now was built in the 14th century. And of course we saw them all over South Central America. And they were a big part of converting all of the Native Americans to Christianity. This is their church in Porto. So this is Palacio de Bolsa, the stock exchange palace. It's a historical building in Porto, Portugal. The palace was built in the 19th century. By the Commercial Association here, and it's a neoclassical style. It's on Infante de Enrique Square in the historical center of Porto, and has received a UNESCO World Heritage Site designation. And there's a market across the street from it you might want to sneak into when you're here. That's it there in red.
And it's still working nowadays as Chamber of Commerce and Industry. This association was created in 1834, and back at the time the merchants of Porto didn't have a space to meet, so the Queen Mary II donated the rooms of St. Francis Convent to build this palace. The construction started in 1842 and ended in 1910, so it took 68 years to finish the old palace. This room here is the Hall of Nations, and it's called like that because around the ceiling you can see all the coat of arms of the countries with which Portugal had at the time commercial and also friendly relations. So there in the middle with the 7 castles we have Portugal, on the right Brazil, and then on the left Italy. Just in front of Portugal by the other side, in the middle you can see Spain represented. Again, but even this way we need 5 people to do the work. And all the figures are represented by women, because in Portuguese all the words are feminine. In this case, all the words are feminine. So it's central. At the time of trial to be in Ribeiro Square, and in this case we have a trial at Coimbra. Do you know Coimbra? Coimbra is a Portuguese city on the center.
The steeple you're looking at is the Church of the Clergyman. It's a Baroque church built in the 18th century. Its bell tower is one of the most characteristic symbols of Porto and can be seen from all over the city. It takes 240 steps to get to the top of the tower. So the Porto Cathedral, we're looking at the top of it now. It's a Roman Catholic church, cathedral, located in the historical center of Porto. It's one of the city's oldest monuments. Its construction began in the 12th century and was completed in the 16th century. The exterior remains mainly Romanesque, but Baroque influences were later added. The cloister is done in Gothic. And it has a beautiful view of the city, but we're experiencing some fog right now, so you'll have to use your imagination. So this is Ribeiro Square. It's an area of urbanization that began in 1718. Cardoso's Palace was originally built as a convent in 1788. It's the oldest building on the square here. City Hall was moved to the north side of the square in 1819. That's it all the way down at the end in the fog in the center of your screen now. A monument of King Peter IV was erected in 1866 in the middle of the square here. That's the guy on the horse we were looking at a moment ago. There he is again. He's riding a horse while holding the Constitution in his hand. that he fought to protect during the Liberal Wars. And in front of you is the convent I was referring to. That's the Palace of Cardosas. And we're in Liberty Square. And the birds have taken over. They don't know how important Peter was, so they're on his head. All the signs in town say this is the most beautiful McDonald's in the world, and so I might have to make that determination, given that I am an American who's been around the world. It's not a bad looking McDonald's, but I'm not sure if I'd give it the #1 spot. But everything's always #1 whenever you go to a country. All right, time for fries and a coffee. That is a beer tap right there at McDonald's. The first time I've ever seen beer at a McDonald's in my life. So, Chung Hui said Budapest is more beautiful. The McDonald's at Budapest in a train station is prettier than this. But this is the first time any of us has ever seen beer. Does that make it better than Budapest since they have beer here?
I don't know. Unfortunately, we didn't go to the Budapest McDonald's.
No, we didn't.
It's just less than 10-minute walk. You walk there every day. It's the street.
Yeah, we didn't go. So this is the oldest bookstore in Portugal and one of the oldest bookstores in the world. It has signed first edition and ancient books. So not that many books really sell anymore because they're too expensive. But it's so ornate and beautiful inside. They charge €5 for entry, and it's worth every penny. It was frequented by J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter series, when she taught English here in Porto. So this is the garden of the Palace of Crystal. These romantic gardens were created by the German landscape architect Emil David in 1867. Here you'll experience breathtaking panoramic views of the city and the river. And out of a corner here you can also see the sea. And the garden is also next door to the Romantic Museum and the Port Wine Cellars Home. I'm not going to be able to pronounce those, so just click the link below this YouTube video and you'll see the names and the spots on the map where they're located. This is Dan of Vagabond Blue. Thanks for watching my Old Town walking tour. Remember, there's a Google map you can use for this. Just click the link in the notes below the YouTube video to get this walking tour. There's also a bunch of other stuff on there. There's a nightlife tour, places to stay. There's a wine tour, a Porto wine tour, a bunch of information. So just trying to help you out here. And also ways to make money online if you'd like to live as a digital nomad. Thanks for listening.